everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
And I'm Chris Yee.
Today we're taking a look at a game called Boxtop Pinball Haunted House from Pandasars. This is a game that you take this out, it turns into a pinball machine. That's not.
No, it's a ramp. It's a little dice ramp, I guess.
You're flicking dice down a board trying to score points. I'll show you. In this game, you're going to use the boxes and kind of take them apart. This is inside the boxes. It's going to be placed here. And you're going to have all these different sections. There's some boards that fit into the side. And each player is going to get some dice. And what you do on your turn is you'll put the dice here, and you're basically flicking it down. That's worth 2 points. I don't want 2 points. I'd rather get, now I'm going to get 9 points because 3 times 3 is 9. If you fall in a hole, you don't get any. But if you hit a monster, then you're going to mark down that you've hit that monster, and then that monster moves to the same spot wherever that monster might be on the next level, so other people can hit it. If you hit these, or if you cause someone else to hit them, you'll keep them. At the end of the game, they're going to score you points based on the value on the back. That one's worth 2. This one's worth 1. That's not very good. Oh, this one's worth 1, but I know some of them are worth 5. Here's one that's worth 3. If you land on a bonus spot, you'll get an extra die. So you can get extra dice over the course of the game rather than just the ones that you start with. At the end of a round, you're going to score points based on how many monsters that you've hit. So this shows, for example, that if you hit all 3 monsters, you get 10 points. If you hit 1, you simply get 2 points. And your dice score. And at the very end of the game, you'll also add in all your magnifying glasses that you've gotten those clues, and whoever has the most points is the winner. I would just want to quick show a little bit about how this comes apart and how it fits back together. You'll notice there is holes, and this is actually also the box. So what's going to happen is this here becomes the bottom of the box, and you'll need to rotate the holes so that they don't, that you're able to get all the pieces out. So all the boxes kind of fit in each other a bit, and you'll have to put this and other stuff in the bottom. That's how it plays. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about here, I like the theme of this. The haunted house is fun, the monsters and all that looks good. I am fairly concerned about the quality of this game.
You think that the boxes are too... They're not going to travel well. Right. They're going to take a beating, unfortunately.
It's already taken a beating. I don't know how many times this is played. Let's say 10, right? I don't know. Somewhere around there. It's been played a decent amount of times. But
yeah,
taking the pieces out and in, and the boxes fitting in, and the fact that this sleeve, which is around the game, is 100% necessary.
Yeah.
I've just noticed some wear and tear on the things, and I'm a little concerned about that. And there's a game that this is going to be compared to called Tumbling Dice. We've played a lot here on the Dice Tower and everything, and that's an expensive wooden game.
Right. This is cardboard. Obviously, it's going to be more fragile, but this is also thinner cardboard than most modern game boxes, I think.
You're getting what you pay for here. I know that they're trying to make it inexpensive and everything. I don't mind the art. I don't mind the pinball theme of it. The dice are not six-sided. I mean, they're six-sided, but they're not 1 through 6. I think they're 1 through 3 or something like that.
Yeah, 3 is the highest value.
And it works. The game works. I just want you to realize you're not buying a product that you're going to have for the rest of your life. I don't think, anyway.
This is one I'd be very hesitant to throw in my game bag and take anywhere, which is too bad because that's one of the benefits of not having to lug around tumbling dice, which is, comes in an awkward, large, heavy box. So this is, I think that, the thing that you said is correct. You get what you paid for with this. This is like $30 and under, I think, is kind of the going rate for it. And even at that, I wish it was just a little bit sturdier.
Yeah, now the game itself, I enjoy it. I mean, it's just flicking dice down. There's tons of randomness in it. I don't know that you'll ever get really good at it. Maybe you could, flicking the dice, but you still can't control whether the die lands on a 1 or a 3. You also, I'm a big fan of the rule that says if you hit someone else's die and their die does something, you get it. Maybe not the times twos, but like if they hit a magnifying glass token, a clue token, you get it. If you hit their dice, what hits that?
Yeah, if you knock a die into a monster, which knocks into another monster, all of those things count as you. I think that's a good, clean rule. You're the active player. It's your benefit.
Yeah, other than that, it's a little loosey-goosey. It took me a while to figure out why it had extra dice at the beginning of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Because they come from the one spot. And what is a hole other than a hole? A hole is a hole, right? What if a monster falls in a hole? I assume you get the monster out.
That is the number. So, okay, there's 2 threads right now on Board Game Geek. Both of them are about what do you do if you knock a monster in the hole. And so one says, well, the official ruling is you have to, fish it out and then place it as you would right into the next spot.
Sure, that's how I played.
The other one is a variant that says, hey, what if you just knock them down and they're out of the round? And it's kind of so we don't review based on house rules, but that's the way I'm going to play. You knock a monster, you probably knock your die in yourself, right? You want dice left over on the machine to score points, or on the boxes to score points.
Speaking of randomness, I mentioned randomness with the dice. Those clue tokens are crazy random.
That's the biggest problem I think I have with the game is that you just look at those little things, right? Anything that has a range of a random range of you can score 1 point or 7 points.
Oh, they go up to 7?
Yeah, there's 1, 6, and 1, 7, something like that. It's just there's just a few little mistakes that they made, I think, with. Yes, it's random, right? They did a good job with the dice. The die values are 1 through 3.
Yeah, that actually lowers randomness.
Yeah. And then they made these tokens.
Yeah, if I get 3 tokens, a 1, 1, and a 2, and Chris gets a 7, I'm like, welp. But I think that at some point you're taking the game too seriously. This is a game for kids. I've played it with kids, which is part of the reason it's a little beat up. And it's kind of a weird thing. But for the price point, I'm okay with that. I kind of struggled where to rate this one. I enjoyed it a lot, but I'll say that I'll give it a 7. I like it. It's fine. It's worth the price. You go buy it. You play it with your kids. Yes, it's not an heirloom thing, but you'll have a lot of fun. You play with families. It doesn't have to be kids. You play with anybody. This is a game you can set up on a bar and people would play it. It just, for me in my head, the reason I can't rate it higher is because I know tumbling dice exists. And I love tumbling dice, which is the similar game where you roll dice down wooden things. And that is something I can play the rest of my life with the dice on that. It's much more basic, doesn't have the fun horror theme that this one does. So you got to kind of pick and choose your thing. I'm not going to criticize the quality of this too much because you're paying for a lower quality item here. And I suspect if this is popular, you're going to see 4 or 5 of these.
I would enjoy
theme-wise.
It, right? Boxtop Pinball Flag Day.
Yeah, so I like
Arbor
it.
Day.
I don't love it, but I think it's fun, and I would easily play this because it takes all 20 minutes.
That's where I am with this one. I struggled rating-wise as well because if I were to really factor in things like production and some of those little choices like the fluctuation of the scoring tokens, that hurts it. But at the same time, it's so fun. It's kind of doofy, fun first forward, right? So I'm also giving this one a 7, a game that I can recommend, something that I would pull out at Halloween time, time to play spooky, silly pinball game. I like it for that. I like it more than I should, maybe, is kind of the way that I would phrase it, but it's one that I could still recommend, just giving you those fair warnings of what you're going to get. I might take out the 6 and 7 point and the 1 point tokens, and then just play that. You know what I mean? It's something
that's true. You get plenty of tokens anyway.
Yeah, it's something I would tweak with, play with that monster, knock down the whole rule, and then I would enjoy my own copy of the game the way I want to enjoy it. But still, as is, 7 out of 10.
Well, there you go. That's Boxtop Pinball Haunted House. I'm Tom Vassell.
And I'm Chris Yee. Stay spooky.
Yeah.